Thank you very much. I think our host was correct. You must all be missing church because this is cold as sin. I know I am anyway. I was pleased to see Bowie up here earlier on because this is a guy in about 1972 when LIP grants were then the first job creation grants available, managed to get federal grants, volunteers and unemployed people to work on trails on provincial land and then rename one of those trails Integrity Trail when Pat McGeer, once in office in Victoria, reneged on his promise to support the park. We were always in awe of this kind of action as civil servants because we never had the freedom to do the kinds of innovative activity Bowie has been renowned for. This whole situation really raises a host of questions with few answers. I think all of us want to see Musqueam claims fairly dealt with, even if there will be some impacts on the community, as seems certain. We also want to see parkland treated as a sacred trust and want all citizens consulted and the work of those that worked so hard in the past really respected. So we've been given a solution, if that's what you can call this. My question has been from the first, what was the problem?
Yeah, right.
It apparently began with the move to sell the University Golf Course to UBC. Why? Does UBC just have too much loose cash? Was the province simply bored with running a golf course? Was it simply a clumsy maneuver to try to dodge a future land claim on the golf course? I don't know the answers to these questions, but you have to wonder why. Rest assured, had we proposed in regional parks that the golf course be added to Pacific Spirit Regional Park, which would have made eminent good sense, we would have been told that we had to pay market value, and I can promise you it would have been a lot more than $10 million, but that in any event, it was subject to land claims and probably couldn't be transferred to us. That's what we would have been told. Whatever the motive, the Musqueam called the bluff and won. Surely this was a gambit that even the province could see would fail. So what is the solution we've got? Why instead wasn't the sale terminated, the golf course retained, and perhaps some compensation, perhaps the golf course lease fees passed to the Musqueam Band in lieu of any other action until land claims are dealt with properly and comprehensively?
Years and has 800 members. Nature Vancouver took a leadership role over a couple of decades to get the park established through Dr. Bert Brink, Dick Stay-Smith, and others. Nature Vancouver leads field trips in the park for botany, mushroom study, birding, and to discover the park's natural treasures. Cynthia?
Thanks very much. And we're cold and we want to get walking. All I want to say is that we're with you. Nature Vancouver is with the Friends of Pacific Spirit Park. We will continue to have our walks and botany walks and birding walks and introduce the park to our members and others. And we are very dismayed.
Actually recently learned that the color orange provokes hostility and increases people being fired up and angry. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure to expose that, because we all need to be and stay angry and stay fired up enough to take this to its conclusion, to take the protection of this park and the reversal of this decision to its conclusion. I too use the park for trail running and mountain biking and hiking, and in fact some of the very trails that Bowie mentioned having worked on and built and with other folks, I was thinking, wow, you know, these are the people that I have to thank to use this area. But I'm actually not really here to talk about my love for the park so much as to put this into the provincial context. So what I want as far as the why would the government use parkland in this way, I want to bring this into the context of their overall policy ideology to give a glimpse into this. And some of you probably already suspect this. Give a glimpse.
I'm in my first year at UBC. Now, I might not have some of the credentials and experience as some of the other speakers, but I do have the same passion and love for the park. Pacific Spirit Park has always been a part of my life. From when I was little and my family used to go for walks in the park, to when I had my first job at Catching the Spirit doing trail patrols of the park. One of my tasks while doing trail patrols was to interview park users on their experience with Pacific Spirit Park. One thing that still remains clear to me 3 years later was the overwhelming consensus in their answers when asked if any infrastructure should be added to the park. Every user said no, and because they enjoyed having a sanctuary of natural parkland. That is what the park is to most people, an escape from the hustle and bustle of the city. I realize that as the city grows, we will need more housing. However, I also realize that the precious parkland that we do have will become even more valuable as more and more people will become even more.
Stand and let your voice be strong. Oh, you've got to stand.